You're good at what you do. Maybe you're even really good at what you do. You solve problems, you write clean code, you understand systems that most of the people can't even wrap their heads around. But somehow you're still invisible. The promotions, they go to someone else, the recruiters' messages, they go to someone else. The opportunities, they land on someone else's desk, not yours. And you're sitting there wondering what the hell you're doing wrong. Trust me, I've been there, and today I'm going to tell you exactly why this happens and how to actually fix it. So here's the uncomfortable truth you probably don't want to hear. The tech industry has a small dirty secret that nobody else is talking about. Being great at a job is not enough to get ahead, and will not be enough in 2006. I know that sounds wrong, it sounds unfair, it sounds like something LinkedIn influencer would say, but it's true. I've seen average developers get promoted over brilliant ones. I've seen mediocre engineers land dream jobs while exceptional ones get ignored. And for the longest time, I couldn't understand why. And there was this day I realized the pattern. So the developers who stay invisible all make the same mistakes, and they don't even know they're making them. Really. Because I was that guy, so I can affirm that. Let me show you what I mean by that. Mistake number one is you're optimizing for the wrong audience. Most developers, they spend their entire career optimizing for the code, for the machine, for the technical solution, and only that. And that makes sense, okay? That makes sense. That's what we're trained to do. But here's the problem in doing that. The code doesn't hire you. The code doesn't promote you. The code doesn't send you job offers. People actually do that. And if you're invisible to people, it doesn't matter how beautiful your code is. So developers who get ahead understand something that these invisible developers are missing. Your real audience isn't the compiler. It's the humans who make decisions about your career. Your manager, your skip level recruiters, hiring managers, the people in the meeting where the promotions are being discussed. If they don't know what you do, what you've accomplished, what you think, you won't exist to them. So your work doesn't speak for itself in this case, and it never has, and it will never will. Especially nowadays with AI coding so much faster. You have to speak for it. You have to make room for it. Mistake number two, you're waiting to be discovered. So the invisible developers have this fantasy. One day, someone important will notice their work. They will see how good you are. They will tap you on the shoulders and say, hey, you deserve more. This almost never happens because the people who make decisions, they are actually busy working. They are not studying your commit history. They are not reviewing your pull requests for reading Genius. So they are looking at whoever is visible, whoever shows up, whoever makes it easy to see their value. You understand? So while you're waiting to be discovered, someone else is making sure they are being seen. And that's the key. So, and they're not necessarily better than you. They're just not invisible and quiet. So the game isn't about being the best in the room. It's about being known as available in the room, as the most value in the room. Big difference. And that's not how much you speak. Okay? Mistake number 3. You think hard work will equal your visibility. So it's not quantity, it's quality. This is the trap that catches the most talented people. You put your head down, you grind, you ship, tick after ticket, you fix hard bugs, you take tasks nobody else wants, that's not even a priority, and you assume that someone somewhere is keeping score of that. But let me tell you, they're not. Your hard work in silence is just silence if nobody's seeing. So I'm not saying don't work hard. I'm saying hard work without visibility is a career killer and time killer. So the developer who does good work and communicates that, it will always be the developer who does a great work but stays quiet. Always. This isn't about bragging, right? It's about making your contributions known to the people who matters and need to know about that. If you don't do it, sorry, but nobody will do that for you. Nobody. You gotta do it. You gotta be man and stand up. And so mistake number 4, you hide technical work. Some developers use code as a shield. So they bury themselves in technical tasks because it feels safer, because they don't have to deal with people. I've been there. Because they can avoid the uncomfortable work of being invisible. I totally get it. I did this for years in my career. Meetings felt kind of political. Self-promotion feels gross, really. Networking feels fake. So you hide in the code where things make sense for you and are safer for you, where you are in control. But here's what you're really doing. You're making yourself replaceable, okay? Because if all of you do is write code, you're competing with every other developer who can write code and AI, including developers in lower cost markets, including AI tools that still getting better every day. So the developers who become irreplaceable, they are the ones who do more than code, okay? They communicate, they influence, they make their thinking visible, they build relationships, they network, and they refuse to hide behind a screen. Mistake number 5. You still thinking that self-promotion is cringe. This is the big one, because the most technical people have an allergic reaction to self-promotion. It feels lazy. It feels like those people on LinkedIn who post about their morning routines and productivity. So you kind of avoid it entirely. And here's what you're missing on that. There's a difference between obnoxious self-promotion and strategic visibility. Obnoxious self-promotion is talking about yourself constantly, taking credit for everything, being loud without substance. And on the other side, strategic visibility is making sure the right people know about your real contributions, your real thinking, your real value. One is ego, and the other one is career survival. So if you're not strategically visible, you're strategically invisible. So, and yeah, the invisible developers don't get opportunity, they get overlooked. Okay, so how do you fix that? How do you fix? How do you go from a place for invisibility to visibility without becoming someone you're not? Let me give you a simple framework that changed everything for me. Step one for this, you need to make your thinking visible. Stop just doing the work. Start showing how you think about the work. When you solve a problem, you need to write about how you approach this problem. When you make a technical decision, you need to document your reasoning. When you learn something, share with the team. This isn't about showing off. It's about leaving a trail of evidences that you are a thoughtful engineer. So internally, this means writing good documentation, sharing insights in Slack, presenting team meetings, speaking up. And externally, this means having a LinkedIn presence, maybe a blog, maybe content like this on video, on YouTube, Instagram. The goal is just simple. When someone Googles your name or asks about you, there should be proofs that you think deeply, you think smart. Invisible developers leave no trail. Visible developers leave breadcrumbs everywhere, so people can follow. Step 2 of the framework, show up where decisions get made. This is important. You need to be in the rooms where things happen. Not just the coding rooms, the strategy rooms, the planning rooms, the meetings where people are discussing who's ready for promotion, who should lead the project, who should get the opportunity. If you're not in those rooms, you end up being at the mercy of whoever is. So this doesn't mean being political. It means being present. Volunteer for cross-functional projects. Build relationships with people outside your immediate team. Make sure your manager knows who you are. The goal isn't to kiss up everyone. The goal is not to be a stranger when your name comes up. You know, like John, who? Because your name will come up. The question is whether anyone in the room can know who you are or not. Step 3 of the framework is to build a presence that works while you're sleeping. So this is the long game, okay? Not built night by day. So your LinkedIn profile, your GitHub, your portfolio, your content you're creating, these are assets that are working for you 24/7. A recruiter will find you at 2 a.m. because your LinkedIn headlines clear about what you do in any country at any given time. A hiring manager is pressed before the interview because your GitHub or your LinkedIn is showing real projects with real documentation. Someone recommends you for a job because they saw a post you wrote like 6 months ago. So this is the compound interest, but focus for your career. Compound interest is the strongest force on the universe. Most developers have no presence. Their LinkedIn is empty. GitHub is tutorials. There's nothing that makes them memorable. So don't be most developers. Invest in your digital presence like you invest in your technical skills. Because in the long run, it matters just as much as doing that. So step 4 of the framework, tell people what you want. This may sound obvious, but almost nobody does it. Your manager doesn't know you want a promotion unless you actually tell them, right? Recruiters don't know you're open to new roles unless you're signaling it for them. Your network, they can help you find opportunities unless they know what you're looking for. And the invisible developers, they assume people can read their minds. On the other side, visible developers are explicit about their goals. So go and tell your manager you want to grow into a senior role. Tell your network you're looking for new challenges. Tell recruiters exactly what kind of opportunity would make you move forward. So people, they want to help, but they can't help if you don't know what you need, right? So you need to start being clear and stop being a secret and hiding yourself. Start being clear. Let me tell you what really happens when you do this, because when you make your thinking visible, when you show up in the right rooms, when you build a presence, when you're clear about what you want, you stop being invisible. This is not overnight, but this is steadily. Recruiters, they start reaching out because they can actually find you. And the managers, they start thinking of you for opportunities because you're on their radar. Your name starts coming up in rooms you're not even in. And you shift from chasing opportunities to actually attract them. So this is what I mean by developer aura that I said in the last video. It's not magic. It's the compound effect of being invisible over time. And the best part is you don't have to become someone else to do it. You don't have to be fake or political, or you know what I mean. So you just have to stop hiding yourself. And let me be real with you. I was that guy, the visible developers, for quite some years till I find out about this, till I understand that. I told myself the story that good works gets recognized. It's mandatory, right? That I shouldn't have to promote myself. That the right people would eventually notice me. And they didn't, actually. I was frustrated. I watched less talented people get ahead of me while I stayed stuck at the same position. So it took me way too long to realize that visibility isn't optional. It's part of the job. So actually, let me rephrase that. It's not part of the job. It's part of having a career. You can be the invisible developer and have a job. You cannot be invisible and have a career. So a job is trading time for money, but a career is building something that compounds over time. In a career, everyone needs to have a career, right? If you want a career, you have to be seen. So here is a small challenge for you. Try to pick just one little thing from this video and try to apply this week. Update your LinkedIn headline so it's clear that what you do and what you value, the value you bring in. Try and document one project you've worked and share what you learned. Try to tell your manager explicitly what you're working toward. Send maybe one message to someone in your network, reconnecting. Don't need to connect with new people, just the ones you already have. And just one thing. Because the gap between invisible and invisible isn't just talent. It's actually action. The developers who get opportunities, they aren't smarter than you. They just stopped hiding before you did. Sorry to hear that. If this was helpful, I'm going to keep talking about this. Hope you like it. how to build your signal, how to develop presence that makes people want to work with you, how to do all of this without becoming someone you're not, without performing. So you can subscribe if you want to go deeper on the subjects, and please drop a comment which of the 5 mistakes hit you the hardest. I always read everything, and I see you in the next one. Take care.